Hello, everyone. I am Margaret Swift Thompson of Embrace Family Recovery. And thanks for joining me in a moment with Margaret. So, I want to talk about Rose. I'm going to show you a video about Rose, and then we should chat. But before I do, I want to do a disclaimer. She's my newest client. I think you'll understand.
You want me to help, Rose?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
What do you want me to do?
What about yourself? What about yourself? I'll do this one, so gonna do that. You drive! What about yourself?
I wasn't wrong, was I? Rose is something else. So this little video was sent to me by my former coworker and friend, Bob Bernew, and boy, it made me laugh. That little Rose has a very strong sense of self. She's independent, she's fierce, she's vocal, and she has an understanding that she can do it. What was fascinating was how she was able to tell Dad to not worry about her, like worry about yourself. If that's not something that I preach and teach and remind people impacted by the disease of recovery over and over and over, I don't know what is. So Rose has it right. When we love someone with the disease of addiction, we want nothing more than to make it better for them. We want to make it okay because it's so painful to watch someone suffer and struggle at the hands of a disease. But the other piece of it is that sense of accomplishment and strength and growth that every human being has to have in their life comes from overcoming and working through challenges. I could say in my own story, there are many things I wish never happened to me or I was never involved in because they were painful. However, I'm also grateful for all that I have gained through going through them. And there were some that were life-threatening, no doubt about it. The reality is I'm sure my parents suffered and worried and stressed about whether I'd be okay or not, and wished more than anything to make it better for me. They couldn't. I know this is a little darker than the humor that Rose provided, but I think the message is clear. Dad repeatedly asks if Rose wants help, and she clearly states no. And in this family system of addiction, I think we do the same when we love someone. We try to ask them if they want help. They refuse. We repeat that. They refuse. We might try to encourage them to get help, manipulate them into getting help, cajole them, guilt them. I have not met family members, and I would include myself in this, who haven't tried all sorts of strategies to try to get that person to find a way to be well. The ugly truth of it is that when I was doing it with my ex, I didn't know it because you only know what you know at the time and you're in survival mode. But I was doing it more about myself than him. And that was a hard truth to internalize. I was trying to force him to be okay because I couldn't tolerate the pain of seeing him not okay and the pain that it brought to my life, the consequences on my life that I didn't want to face. So it was a lot easier to focus on him than focus on what I was feeling and experiencing. So Rose repeatedly tells Dad, "No, thank you. I got this," in her words. And he doesn't give up easy, does he? I don't think any of us who love someone give up easy when we see someone struggling. The thing about it, though, is if we can trust that their struggle is the growing edge they need at the time to be all they're supposed to be, then why would we want to rob them of that? And if we're willing to take a look inward and see whether it's more about our discomfort or our impatience or our wanting things better now than letting the course take its course, maybe we'd see that, like Rose says, worry about yourself. Because one of the things I know for sure is loved ones, affected loved ones, very rarely worry about themselves, prioritize themselves, take care of themselves. Thus, my tagline, take care of you. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, we will be taken down by the disease of addiction, just like the person we fear most to have that happen could be taken down by it too. The analogy that holds true always and probably forever will is what we hear on the airplane. Put your own mask on to require that you get the oxygen needed to be okay, and then assist someone else. That's what's being said in this quick little vignette. He has a job to do. It's driving. She has a job to do, Rose, and it is buckling herself or fixing the buckle. And she is adamant she's going to do it. I had an experience like this with one of my daughters when they were younger. And I have been famous for being someone to be the devil's advocate or to ask questions or, try to help look at it from a different perspective. Well, my daughter came home from school and had had a really hard day, and she was telling me about it. And I did what I classically do, which was, well, have you thought about what? And she interrupted me. And she said, Mom, I don't want that right now. I just want you to listen. And it took me back, and I'm grateful she did it because she didn't need my devil's advocate or questions or solving. She just needed to be heard. She can handle stuff, and both my kids can. And my job is to stay out of the way and let them, and realize when I get in the way, I'm robbing them of something, and I'm not giving them the dignity to figure stuff out for themselves. And yes, some days that's really hard to do still. But other days, I'm like, wow, hot diggity, look at them go. Despite me, without me, around me. And that's what they're supposed to do. And other days, when I'm feeling maybe a little lonely or a little less than, my codependency beast will get in there and the monkey will start, and I will go looking for someone to try to help, which is actually interpreted as fix, manage, control, or to try and be helpful for so that I feel better about myself. So even though I've been in recovery for decades, it rears its head. So again, give yourself grace and self-compassion. We're always learning, and we get plenty of opportunity to practice. I wish you peace today, an ability to let go and listen to Rose when she says, worry about yourself. Take care of you.
Please find resources on my website, embracefamilyrecovery.com. This is Margaret Swift Thompson. Until next time, please take care of you.